Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Smells Like. I'm Josh. So good to see you. Welcome to my fragrances of the week, where I go through just the fragrances that I wore this week, Sunday through Saturday. Talk about fragrances that I'm testing, things maybe I'm thinking about getting full bottles of, new acquisitions, bottles that I'm really enjoying, kind of talk about the season, the weather, different choices that I made. So let's jump right into it with Sunday. On Sunday, I wore a fragrance that I've been testing out a little bit, and I gotta tell you, I'm really starting to love. From the house of Maison Francis Kirkjohn, it's Grand Soir. I had a sample actually that I wore on Sunday, and I liked it so much that I ordered this 10 ml decant from myfragrancesamples.com. They had a few fragrances that they had on special or on sale last weekend, I guess. So when I wore the sample of Grand Soir on Sunday, by Sunday night I was ready to go ahead and get a decant. And I'll remind you kind of my process with fragrances. I start always with a sample, and if I wear through a sample, full wearing or two, and decide that I'd like to give it a little more time, I liked it, I'd like to wear it some more, then I usually go with a 5 or usually a 10 ml decant. And if by the time I've run through that 10 ml decant, I really love it, that's when I'll go ahead and buy the full bottle. So that's just kind of how my process goes when it comes to fragrances and which ones that I really love, because I really am at a point where I only want to get bottles of things that I really love, not just like, and I'm gonna let sit on the shelf or turn around and sell a few weeks later or something. So on Monday then, it was quite warm and sunny here where I live in the Midwest. I went with Terre de Hermes Oud Fresh. So this is a little bit of a fresher, more watery take on Terre de Hermes, but this has that signature Jean-Claude Ellena, the perfumer. It has his signature cumin sort of musk in it. And I'm always surprised at how mainstream, the mainstream attention that this gets, because to me, this is a really artistic fragrance. That cumin, I would think would be a little challenging to some people, but maybe the freshness, that sort of watery, transparent nature is what people really like. I love this one, absolutely love this fragrance. The whole Terre de Hermes line are winners in my book, and this one, just a great fragrance. This one works in the warm weather, but it also works when things start to cool off a little bit. It's a great transition fragrance for those kind of in-between days between fall and summer and fall. On Tuesday, again, it was pretty warm here, and I was having trouble choosing. I was a little bit sick to my stomach, and so I really didn't feel like anything that had too much going on, and so I went with sort of an old standby, Yves Saint Laurent's L'Homme, just the original L'Homme, and this is just a ginger, fresh ginger, and some other spices, some woods, just a fresh, easy to wear. You can tell that I've worn quite a bit of that. I'll probably be looking to get replacement bottle here fairly soon. This was one of the first bottles that I ever got when I first really got into the hobby. I started out with Bleu de Chanel, this, and Dior Sauvage. Those were the first 3 bottles that I got when I really decided to start getting into fragrances a little bit. So I always kind of have a special place in my heart, I guess, for L'Homme. It's basic, but it still smells good to me, and I think I get a lot better performance than a lot of people say. I get decent performance from it. So hey, that worked for just something easy, and especially I think that ginger works good if you're feeling sick to your stomach. It kind of, the same way I think that ginger ale helps with an upset stomach, I feel like smelling ginger in a fragrance maybe just mentally kind of helps, that just fresh, gingery thing. So that's why I wore that on Tuesday. On Wednesday was my birthday, okay? So I went on a little bit of a shopping spree and I wanted to wear something special. And so I wore something that is so expensive that I only have a little 5 ml decant, and I've been saving it for a special occasion. Another one from Maison Francis Kirkjohn. This is Baccarat Rouge 540, the Extrait de Parfum. So I love the EDP. It's actually next on my list for the next bottle that I'm gonna get, I think. Is a bottle of the EDP, probably around Christmas time, since it's kind of a high dollar bottle. So there may be other bottles that I get before that, but my next like high ticket bottle is probably gonna be the EDP, but this is the Extrait, and as you can see, I've only worn just a little bit of it. I saved this stuff like it's water in the desert, man. It's such an amazing fragrance. The performance is awesome. Just the sillage that you get around you, and walking around all day, you know, hanging out at Saks Fifth Avenue and Nordstrom, some of the nicer malls, dressed up a little bit, just like wearing just like my nice jeans and boots and a nice shirt. You know, going out to eat with my family and stuff. I really felt like $1 million wearing this on my birthday on Wednesday. And this really just accentuated that, you know, celebratory, sort of elevated experience that I wanted to have for my birthday. And on that day, I actually picked up a new bottle, which I wore on Thursday. I just did a full review of this as well as an unboxing video. This is Bleu de Chanel Parfum. I have a glowing review of this that I actually just posted last night. I'll link it below, but you can check that one out. And pretty in-depth review where I basically just gush over how much I love this fragrance. This is my favorite of the Bleu de Chanel line. There is real sandalwood used in this, not synthetic, which gave it the hefty price tag. I absolutely love this stuff. It performs amazingly on me. I get 10 to 12 hours of longevity, and the projection is incredible. This is one of my best projecting fragrances. It projects heavily for a long time, 4 hours of strong projection from this. Just love the smell. It has that classic blue, you know, fresh, sort of mass-pleasing thing, but I feel like it really elevates it, gives it a little bit of a luxury touch, which I really enjoy. So that was Thursday. On Friday, I was in the mood for a little bit more of that Hermes feeling. And so I went with another one from Terre de Hermes line. I wore Oud Fresh earlier in the week. It was a little bit cooler, and so I went with the EDT, the original Terre de Hermes. I also have a couple of samples of the Pure Parfum, and I put those on in the evening. After wearing this all day, I put the Pure Parfum on in the evening, really trying to decide if I ought to get one of those, the shorter bottles of the Pure Parfum, that the Pure Parfum comes in, those 75 ml bottles. I think is all that the Parfum comes in. Just really kind of a smoother, slightly warmer version of the EDT, which is a masterpiece in my book. Absolutely love the EDT. Will always love and enjoy wearing the EDT. But I'm trying to decide if I should get that Pure Parfum in addition, especially for these colder months, maybe to wear when I want a little bit of a richer experience of the Terre de Hermes DNA. Let me know, anybody that loves Terre de Hermes, let me know if it was worth it for you, if you have both the EDT and the Pure Parfum. Let me know kind of your reasoning there, and if it was worth it, if there was enough of a difference in the experience that you get from the Pure Parfum compared to the EDT, that it's worth getting the Pure Parfum. I'm still on the fence, but I really have been seriously considering it. So that brings us to today, Saturday. I wore one of my favorite designer fragrances of all time. It would be in the running for possibly my favorite of all time. I kind of have a few that, at any one time or in the running for my favorite designer of all time, but this one is a strong contender. From Dior, it's Dior Homme, the original Eau de Toilette, not Dior Homme Intense, not Dior Homme Parfum, not Dior Homme Eau. Those are all fine and some are better than others, but for me, the best from the Dior Homme line is the original. Absolutely love this stuff. It is just has a lot going on. It's masculine. It's perfect for the fall weather. And it just really wears well. I don't know if it's my body chemistry mixed with the fact that this is just an excellent blend of perfume. Really enjoyed wearing this today on a cooler fall day. Such a versatile fragrance. I feel like you can wear this in some heat, but it also stands up in some cold. Man, this stuff is just, it's pure class. It performs beautifully, it lasts a long time, and I get a lot of compliments from this. You know, this is a fragrance that isn't the most mainstream of men's designer fragrances. It definitely has a uniqueness to it. And a real wow factor in my opinion, but I get a lot of compliments. I get as many compliments from Dior Homme as I get from the Bleu de Chanel, which is one of my top compliment getters. Dior Homme is right there with it. So that was my week. Let me know what you wore this week, and maybe your thoughts on Grand Soir, if you think that one's bottle worthy, or if you have a bottle of it, if you love it. Really thinking about a bottle of that, but I'll have to keep wearing my decant here and decide if that's really something that if I just like it and it was fun to wear a little bit, or if I really love it and want a bottle. Of course, Baccarat Rouge 540, I've really already decided that I love it. Really just a matter of time with that, and being able to come up with you know, the amount of money for these bottles. But I think that's it. I've got a new bottle on the way that you'll be seeing hopefully next week. It's on the way. It should be here Monday or Tuesday of next week. So if you've been watching some of the other videos and things that I've been testing out, you may be able to guess what that new bottle that's on the way is. And with that, that's all. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you right here at the Smells Like Fragrance channel for another video. Hey, thanks so much for watching.